part of the committee is Matt Kern is the vice chair, and the representative of the Attorney General, and also Heather Hirataka represents Archives, Local Records Committee, State Archivist. If everybody else on the call in the meeting, staff, and then those who are here for the updates to schedules could then introduce themselves for the record, please.
State Records Manager Russell Wood is not here today, but I'm Scott Sackett, Records Consultant with Washington State Archives, based at the Central Region Branch in Ellensburg.
I'm Rachel Wilson. I'm a records consultant with the Washington State Archives at the Olympia branch.
I'm Jenny Matter. I'm with, are we everybody? Okay, I'm Jenny Matter. I'm with Jefferson County Records Manager.
See, Sean Reichard, records consultant with the Washington State Archives in the Bellingham branch.
I'm having audio issues.
I'm Bonnie Hood, records and grants consultant at the Washington State Archives Olympia branch. And I'm also going to introduce Jamie, who is having some audio issues. He's a records consultant at the Olympia branch.
Anybody else? Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much. The next item on the agenda is approval of the April 5th, 2023 minutes. Has the committee had an opportunity to review the minutes?
Yes.
Is there any questions about the minutes? Seeing there's no questions, then I would entertain a motion to approve the April 5th, 2023 minutes as presented.
So moved.
A second.
Second.
Any requests for discussion? Hearing no request for discussion, then call the question. All those in favor of approving the April 5th, 2023 minutes as presented signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Hearing no nays and 3 ayes, the motion to approve April 5th, 2023 minutes passes unanimously. Next item on the agenda is adoption of today's agenda. So the committee had an opportunity to review today's agenda.
Yes.
So any questions? Hearing there no questions, then I would entertain a motion to adopt today's agenda as presented.
I'll do that too. So moved.
Second?
Second.
Any requests for discussion? Hearing no request for discussion, then call the question. All those in favor of adopting today's agenda as presented signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any nays? Motion to no nays. Motion to adopt today's agenda as presented passes unanimously. The next item on the agenda is the Washington State Archives updates and announcements from the state archivist.
Good morning, everyone. We're always happy to be here with our local partners and local government. So thank you for joining us on this call. Poor Al gets to hear it 2 times in a row, but we have lots going on at Archives, including a podcast that will be coming out later this year, which we're really excited about. We'll be bringing in some of the treasures of the Archives, some of our stories from our Legacy Washington team, which are part of Archives, as well as our library staff, our Watauble staff. So we have lots of exciting things going on in our office. We're also preparing for an Archives Roadshow where we will be going around the state and talking about some of the amazing treasures that we have here in the Archives, and really making sure that people know what's here and what's accessible and how those treasures can be used, because Archives is only important if you know they exist and you know what they have and they're accessible to you. So we're really excited about that. We've done a lot of Archives tours here this year. We've done 27 tours so far. We have 7 more scheduled for the month of June. We have had over 180 people coming in and out of the Archives here in Olympia on tours, which is amazing and probably our biggest crowds that we've had in a 5-month period. So we're really excited about that. Again, if local partners haven't been to the Archives here in Olympia and would like to come for a tour, reach out. We're happy to put groups together and find dates for you to come in. get to meet some of our amazing staff that we have here in Olympia, as well as come in and go through the stacks and learn about our collections and ask good questions and get good answers. So we're really happy about that. We're also looking for members for our Archives Advisory Committee, and we will have more information at the next meeting in a couple of months where we will go over some more finite roles and responsibilities, but we always are looking for local partners to be a part of shaping and advising archives and how we do our business and working together with us. So we're really happy to be on the call with all of you today, and I'm going to let Scott Sackett speak briefly about the local records grant program and share some of the stats and information since Russell is out today. Take it away, Scott.
Great. Thank you, Heather. We're in a period right now where we are wrapping up the 2022-2023 round, and also now have a good start to the application cycle for the 2023-2024. There were 47 grants awarded in the 2022-2023 round, and 21 of those, I believe, have been completed. There are 26 that are in progress that had gotten a 30-day extension to June 30th. But yeah, those will all be wrapping up by the end of this month. And the application cycle in May for new applications, we received 94 applications from 82 different agencies during when the application window was open. Just under $2.5 million in funds requested total. And with those numbers, it will be a competitive round. The evaluators of the applications will have our hands full, but we'll be reviewing those and making recommendations to the Archives Advisory Committee, and then they'll be making their final recommendations to the Secretary of State for approval. Just in terms of just a quick breakdown of like the types of grants, it was relatively evenly split, about a little under, or actually a little over a third applied for organizing the file room grants to organize their paper records. There were a little over a third applying for digital imaging grants to get certain records that were essential and or archival or long-term or frequently requested, get those digitally duplicated. And then also there was just a little over a quarter that were requesting technology tools, so software or hardware to improve records retention practices or their public records response efficiency. So we're looking forward to reviewing all these applications and having another exciting grant cycle.
All right. Well, thank you both for that.
Thanks.
Thank you. The next item on the agenda then is new business, and under new business, we have updates to schedules applying to more than one agency. The first schedule under that is the Air Pollution Control Authority's Records Retention Schedule version 1.3. Is there somebody here to speak on that?
Actually, that would be me, I guess.
Okay.
For the Air Pollution Control Authorities, it's a minor change, just adding one new record series for asbestos removal investigations and enforcement that addresses an existing gap. And then there was a typo in one other series. So those, it's just to rectify that and then add this new series that represented a gap previously.
Well, thank you. Thank you for that. Are there any questions from the committee? Hearing no questions, then I'd entertain a motion to approve the Air Pollution Control Authority's Records Retention Schedule version 1.3 is presented.
So moved.
There's second?
Second.
Been a motion and a second to approve the Air Pollution Control Authority's Record Retention Schedule version 1.3 as presented. Any requests for discussion? Hearing no request for discussion, then we'll call the question. All those in favor of approving the Air Pollution Control Authority's Record Retention Schedule version 1.3 signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Hearing no nays and 3 ayes, the motion to approve the Air Pollution Control Authority's Record Retention Schedule version 1.3 passes unanimously. The next item is the prosecuting attorney records retention schedule version 2.1. There's someone here to speak on that?
Me again. Hi.
Oh,
So, this one is also relatively minor change. It's addressing 2 or 3 gaps in the schedule. One of the main areas is in the area of potential impeachment disclosure records for the prosecuting attorney. And that's what we're talking about there is information such as, say, officer misconduct or something like that, that can affect an employee's credibility when testifying in court, and that needs to be furnished in those cases to the defense. So we added series for that. Also a series to address in that schedule U visa and T visa records, which are those are visas that can that certain victims of certain crimes, such as human trafficking, can apply for, and if they assist in the investigation or help in some way with apprehending those who are involved in these crimes, they can basically get a reference or recommendation of sorts from local offices. And then the last change, which is more just was a change, an additional part of the retention period and cutoff, was to update several series to account for the state Supreme Court State versus Blake ruling, where some cases were going back and being reviewed in light of changes in that case. So so those were the three main changes in there, and that's about it. But if there are any questions, happy to answer them.
are there any questions from the committee? Doesn't appear there are any, but thanks. There's a lot of work involved. We appreciate it.
Sure.
Then is there a motion to approve the prosecuting attorney records retention schedule version 2.1 as presented?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
The motion and a second to approve the prosecuting attorney records retention schedule version 2.1 is presented. Any requests for discussion? Hearing no request for discussion, then we'll call the question. All those in favor of approving the prosecuting attorney records retention schedule version 2.1 signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none opposed, 3 ayes. The motion to approve the prosecuting attorney's records retention schedule passes unanimously. The next item, Roman numeral 4, is other business. Is there any other? It indicates there is no other business on the agenda. The next item then is Roman 5, which is next meeting, August 2nd, 2023, which I presume is still going to be electronic. So we'll just plan for that. The last item, Roman numeral 6, is adjournment. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
There's a second.
I'll second that.
All those in favor of adjourning signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion to adjourn passes unanimously, and we are adjourned at 11:13, the June 7th, 2023 meeting of the State of Washington Local Records Committee.
Perfect. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye.